systems using or that involve word problems are exactly the same as the systems that aren't word problems. You guys just have to come up with the equations yourself. So once you come up with the equations, it's going to be the same idea. You're going to have to figure out is the best method really to use substitution or elimination, but we do have to come up with the equations first. And I always start by coming up with the variables. So if you look at number 8, it says the test has 20 questions worth 100 points. The test consists of true, false, worth 3 points, multiple choice worth 11. How many multiple choice questions are there on the test? How many true, false? So you guys are more than welcome to use X and Y. It's just that then that's a whole nother piece of the problem. And not only are you trying to just solve the problem, you also have to remember which variable did you use for X, which variable did you use for Y. So for me, I just like to come up with something that starts with the same letter, so that's not just one more thing I'm trying to make sure I keep track of. So I'm going to make M the multiple choice questions and T the true false questions. So we need two equations. It's a system of equations. We're going to need two equations. So the first equation needs to deal with the number of points on the test. So we know there are 100 points total, and it said that the true, false are worth 3 points, and the multiple choice are 11 points. So for each true, false, we get 3 points. So instead of T3, I'm going to do 3T. So 3 points for each true, false, plus 11 points for each multiple choice. The second equation has to do with the number of questions on the test. So it says there are 20 questions. So all we know is, well, there's true, false, and there's multiple choice, and together there's 20 questions. That's it. The true, false, and the multiple choice make up the 20 questions on the test. So now, based off of that, figure out, do you want to use elimination, substitution? It really doesn't matter. I'm going to do elimination and multiply this equation by -3. So -3t minus 3m equals -60. And then we can solve from there. So then we can add them, get 8m. 100 plus -60 is 40. So multiple choice is 5. So hopefully in your head, if you know there's 5 multiple choice questions and there's 20 questions on the test, how many true, false are there? But we will plug it in. So 5 plus the true, false has to equal 20. If you subtract 5, true, false is 15. So 15 true, false questions and 5 multiple choice questions on the test. I'm going to do one more word problem with you guys because I think it's a little tricky. So I'm going to walk you through it. If you go to the very last one, number 11, it says the sum of the digits of a 2-digit number is 11. And then it says if 45 is added to the number, the result is the number with the digits reversed. Sounds a little tricky, right? So let's just do it sort of one piece at a time. We know, well, let's actually start with our variables. So let's do y as the first digit. And and x as the second digit. So we know that those digits adds up to 11. That's our first equation, so that one's not too bad. So x plus y, and digits, remember, are 0 through 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's just a single number of digits. Okay, so it says if 45 is added to the number, so 45 is added to this number, the result, or it equals the number with the digits reversed. So here's the thing. If your digits, say, are 20, or your number is 21, your digits are 2 and 1, you have to designate one of those digits as being the digit in the tens value place. So the 2 is not 2. The 2 would really be 20. So when we're trying to write this number in sort of mathematical terms, we're going to say that the first digit, or one of the digits, is in the ones place, and the second digit is in the tens place. So x plus 10y, that's saying the y is the first digit as you go from left to right. So the y is in the tens place and the x is in the ones. That is your number. So that whole thing, 45 plus that number, equals the number with the digits reversed. So say your number was 21, 2 was in the tens, 1 was in the ones, then in this case, reversed would be 12. So to reverse the number, we would say, okay, well that would mean then that the x digit is in the tens place and the y digit is in the ones place. A little complicated, but that would be your two equations then. So what I would do is simplify this equation so that we can sort of use elimination then. So I'm going to subtract x, subtract 10y, and we get 45 equals 9x minus 9y. So what are two equations that we really have here, I'm just going to move this down here to the side, are x plus y equals 11, and 9x minus 9y equals 45. So I'm going to do elimination again and multiply this top equation by 9. And go from there. So we get 18x equals 144. 45 plus 99. And then divide both sides by 18. So one of your digits is 8. So if we then plug it in, the easiest one is that first one. So 8 plus y equals 11. Y must be 3. So the first digit, left to right, is 3. Second digit is 8. So I am going to say that our number is 38, but let's just check that that makes sense. Is 38 plus 45 when you add them? The digits reversed, 83. Yes. So you have to designate when you're working with a digit which digit is in which place value, because otherwise it won't be understood what the number is or what the value of that number is supposed to be.